Still inside Talligator's fantabulousness blanket fort with the crew. Monsters, Inc. Sully was Monsters, Inc.'s top scarer, and his best friend was his scare assistant, Mike Wazowski. In the big city of Metropolis, it was the job of the scarers at Monsters, Inc. to collect the screams of human children by entering their world through closet doors. The children's screams provided the city power. However, being a scarer was a dangerous job. Monsters believed that children were toxic and was deadly to touch them. One day, Sully and Mike arrived at Monsters, Inc. as usual. In the locker room, Mike and Sully met Randall, a chameleon monster who was jealous of Sully's status as top scarer. He wanted to break Sully's scare record. On their way to the scare floor, they passed Roz's office. She was the dispatcher in charge of Mike and Sully's scare floor, and always got angry with Mike for being late with his paperwork. "I'm watching you, Wazowski," she called out. After a successful day on the scare floor collecting screams, Sully stayed back to finish Mike's paperwork for him. So Mike didn't miss his date with his girlfriend Celia. But when he noticed a closet door and went to investigate, a child followed him out. Sully was terrified. Panicked, he shoved the kid into a duffel bag. But before he could get her back through her door, Randall came in and deactivated it. Sully took the child in the duffel bag to the restaurant Mike had taken Celia to. But before Mike had a chance to look in Sully's bag, the kid escaped. And it was monster mayhem. Suddenly, the CDA, the Child Detection Agency, appeared and set about decontaminating the restaurant. Sully and Mike grabbed the child and sneaked her back to their apartment. Sully and Mike tried to protect themselves from the child. But she liked the two monsters and even called Sully Kitty. As they got to know her better, they suddenly began to realize that she wasn't really toxic at all and nicknamed her Boo. The next day, Sully and Mike disguised Boo as a baby monster and sneaked her back to Monsters, Inc. But their first attempt to return Boo to her door failed, and she wandered off. Sully raced off to find her. Meanwhile, Randall realized what Mike and Sully were up to and confronted Mike about Boo. Randall offered to help them out. Mike and Sully found Boo in a group of baby monsters. They grabbed her and raced back to the scare floor, where Randall had left her door for them. But Sully didn't trust Randall. When Mike entered the door to show Sully everything was safe, he was grabbed by Randall. Randall had been hiding inside, hoping to catch Boo. But he grabbed Mike instead. Sully and Boo followed them to a secret lab and found Mike strapped to Randall's scream extractor, a horrible machine meant to help Randall collect more screams. Sully rescued Mike and ran to the training room to report Randall to Mr. Waternoose, the head of Monsters, Inc. But when Waternoose saw Boo, he grabbed her. Then he pushed Sully and Mike through a door. They were banished forever in the Himalayas with the abominable snowman. Mike told Sully he'd ruined his life all because of a kid. Determined to rescue Boo, Sully left on a sled to find a door in the local village and away back to Monstropolis. Sully charged through a door and back into Monsters, Inc. and raced to Randall's secret lab where Boo was strapped into the scream extractor. "Kitty!" she cried as Sully leaped to her rescue. Just then, Mike also arrived to help. Then they ran back to the scare floor, and Mike, Sully, and Boo went on a roller coaster ride through the door vault, looking for Boo's door. Randall nearly caught up with them, but when he grabbed Boo, she fought back. She wasn't scared of Randall. Together, Mike, Sully, and Boo pushed Randall through the door and destroyed it, so he never could return. Soon after, the CDA arrested Mr. Waternoose for trying to kidnap Boo, and Roz was revealed as a CDA agent on undercover assignment to catch Waternoose and Randall. She told Mike and Sully that Boo had to go back to her own world. Sadly, Sully said goodbye to Boo, and she was led back through her closet door. Then her door was shredded so that no monster could ever scare her again. Months later, Sully was president of Monsters, Inc., and he'd learned from Boo that laughter was more powerful than screams. The scare floors were now laugh floors, and children's laughter powered Monstropolis. One day, Mike told Sully he had a surprise for him, and he led him to Boo's old door. He'd reconstructed it. Sully opened the door. Kitty! The end.